Alright, here's that video that I was going to take for you guys to see. Here's the L girder. And I've got the legs pretty secured. I still got to put a beam across here so that this is more stable from leg to leg. And comes down here. And then now I'm trying to find out how I'm gonna blend this together here. After I figure out how much room I have, then this section here is pretty close to 19 feet. This isn't gonna be here, so it goes 19 feet all the way down. And as far as I know, you don't put no beams in here until you put your cross members in like this. This isn't how long it's going to be, but I wasn't sure if you put some kind of cross member in like down here to keep this all nice and straight. I always had the impression that in order to keep your L girder straight, it was the legs crossed over that kept everything, and then as you put everything across here and you tie it in through the bottom. That's what I gathered, and this is the first time I ever did L girder. And then it comes down here, and here's the bolted together sections, bolted together, 3 sections, 2 on the bottom, 1 on top to keep it nice and straight. And then that one's bolted together there too. And then I just blended that right in. And I'm going to probably bring the L girder, the beams, all the way down here. All the way down on this side, because I got to stay within I need to stay within 2 inches on this side so that I can allow room for the doors to open up on the shelving that was installed in my apartment. So as long as I can stay within 2 inches on this side all the way down, I'm fine. But on the other side, I can go out as far as a foot, 1.5 feet. That's another little thing that I don't know. I don't know if how far can I really go out, but to have a nice aisleway. You want to have a nice aisleway to get around. And then later on, then you finish off your pieces with the fascia, a really nice fascia. Now this board here is 42 inches across and 6 feet long, and the wood, I boxed in that end, so basically it's still L girder, but I want to now, I got to figure out where my radius comes, and then I can pull this out, set that up, cut this off, and then put in my cross beams, and then do that all the way through here. Here is the book that I took the model railroad thing from. It's a little hard to see maybe, but on this book I'm flipping things around. The turntable's over here, the housing area is over here, and I wanted to flip this and put this over here because of the span. Look at how long the span is here, and then look at how short the span is there. So I was flipping that, because if you look, it's the opposite way, because here's the walk-in right here. You walk in, and then over in here I see there's a yard, and then there's a mountain over in here. I'd like to put like a coal mine up in here and have some stuff happen here. And there's a lot of different layouts. They show you you know, the pictures of, you know, the turntable and roundhouse, and pictures of the one corner. Now on mine, I would have a coal mine up in this mountain. I have a few bridges I'd like to put in, like over in this section right here. I was hoping that I could have like a ravine come down and fill this area in with a ravine, and have a really nice section where it would be like a dry gulch or something like that. And I've got a whole bunch of really cool. I made a bunch of bridges that I was going to do on my last layout, and as you can see, there's remnants of the old layout. There's the old coaling. That's 10 feet long, 8 feet long of Pico track with Atlas flex, all nailed down and setting on that board. And then I've got, you know, just pieces of it all over. This is my old layout, just pieces of it all over the place. Here's another section, you know, pieces of the old layout. I just, you know, you can see remnants of the old layout, and I lost all that flex or all that cork. I could probably use it, but it's going to be really tough. You know, and here's a box girder. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is what I was working with, box girdered pieces. You can't do nothing with it, you know. Here's a bunch more. That was part of the addition to that, added on to that over there. You know, that over there. You know, them pieces over there on the floor, that section on the right, joined up right there. Joined up right there, you know. I've got just miles and miles of code 80 flex. You know, I've got a whole bunch hanging on the wall there. I've got about 150 feet there. I've got a whole box of Atlas switches and Pico track in there. And I have all this rail here, you know, just hanging, you know, just hundreds of feet. I got it all over. There's probably, I know up in here, I know I got, here's a whole box of track in there. I've got a whole ton of bridges and buildings, and here's my this is going to be a 12 stall engine house that I want to put on the layout, which I was going to start building today. I want to glue this together and then paint this up. I'm thinking I'm going to have these separated. I was thinking about making it all one turntable, but I'm thinking I'm going to separate them just in case later on I might sell them. They'll sell better if they're separated than they would put together. And then later on, I was hoping that maybe I could have like a switch come off over in here, and then have another track go over and come around the back side over there, so that I could have a second level on the layout. And I'll have to talk to you more about that on the phone. And because I've got a ton of stuff here that I need to figure out where I can put it, you know. I'd like to have a second level on here, because I have, you know, I've got, you know, box girder bridges that I want to use. I've got this other Atlas turntable that I could use, and I've got the whole turntable. I've got the whole roundhouse and turntable in here, and I build my own trees. Them are HO trees. I've built these all by, this is all wire. and then I painted it with this special paint. I was selling them on eBay for a while, but then they just stopped selling. This is a 6-stall Atlas engine house that I kit bashed together. I haven't finished yet because I got so wrapped up in other stuff. I've got so many other buildings that I have to work on and you know, get to where I want. You know, I've got a building that needs the roof here. I've got a couple buildings in here yet. I've got a bunch of different places, you know, that I need to get going on and start getting this stuff built so that I can have it ready. There's a lot more, but it's packed away and stuff. So, like I said, any help that you guys can provide would be awesome. And then we could plan a time, you know, in the middle of December, and you could come and you know, depending on, you know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about waiting. You know, I'm just going to probably venture off on my own and you know, just do what I feel is right. And I guess if anything, you guys can just correct it if you have to. You know, I'm not afraid to do it again. I am, but I'm not. You know, I don't want to do it twice. But if you feel there's something got to be fixed, then I guess we got to critique it, right? But this is where I'm at, and if you guys got anything to say, I'm open for, you know, I've got all kinds of tools here. I got a fairly decent saw. I've got chop saws. I've got a little saw there. I've got a router to make some nice routered edges. You know, I've got everything, you know, and here's my last layout. No, this is not the last layout, but this is a layout before that. Just to show you a little bit of my background in model railroading, I can show you that, you know, this is the way I operated the layout with a DC panel. That was another whole layout that I made this print up on, and then these ran the trains with the DC, and then the momentary contact switches, and the different colors were the different trains. And then I have, you know, thousands of inches and feet of wire, and then I had the computer cables come out of here and then go to the certain sections. So I somewhat know how to deal with this stuff, but now that DCC, I got my hands on a really good DCC system, I don't want to go with the DC. I want to stick with DCC, but I do have a lot of DC engines. So I'm thinking that with my wiring, I want to go with the two-way. I want to go both ways, which brings me to that, which I have two Tech 4 digital computerized memory power packs with the walk around, with the hand, you know, with the walk around, so I can walk, you know, around somewhere. I can move a little bit. I've got two of those, and then I've got two just regular Tech 2500s with the momentum. So I've got 4 power packs I can play with. The other one's in the closet. Here's my custom made power source for my DCC from Tony's Train Exchange. That was custom made before I even bought it. So I got a whole system of that, all waiting to be used, and I was using it. So that's just a small portion of what I'm trying to do here. It's like I know what I'm doing. It's just that I want to be absolutely sure I just need a little bit of professionalism to give, to guide me, just to give me that extra boost. That saying, hey, okay, now here's how you do this, this, and this. Let's get you finished on your bench work. I'll push you along. You do the work. We'll just sit and we'll guide you along, and you do the work. And I'll cut everything. I'll screw it all together, and we can have the boards all ready to go, and everything done before you guys leave in an afternoon. And then, like I said, I'll feed you. I'll make you a really good dinner and give you some money for gas and pay for whatever you guys feel is necessary. But I really need a little bit of professional help, and I know you guys got it because I've seen your videos. So I'm going to leave you with that, and hopefully we can come up with some kind of conclusion here so that you can give me a little help. Maybe, a couple pointers on some other stuff too. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Hope this isn't too long and I didn't rattle too much, but I don't know, if you guys build model trains, I guess you guys got to be talking a lot of model trains. So I'm hoping that this is enjoyable to even just see what I've been doing. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Bye.